So, as I have promised, I am going to introduce to you today the first person who will be launched by Park Music Beauty, this extraordinary musician, pianist, composer, Kimberley Starkey. And she's going to tell the story of how she first started learning how to play the piano. And somewhere in here, you're going to hear the piano begin, and that will be her playing, making up her music, which is so very beautiful. So without any further introduction, this is Kimberley Starkey.
Okay, so the story of me learning to play the piano, it actually starts with when I was 5 years old. My dad passed away, and he played a little bit of guitar, but music wasn't really a big part of our family. We just so happened to have this little console piano that my grandparents had given us, and it just kind of sat in our house, and nobody ever really played it. No one knew how to play it. But after my dad passed away, I was feeling very intense emotions about that, and I didn't know why he wasn't coming home. I thought he was playing a joke on me, and I thought every day I would get home from kindergarten, I thought that he would be there, but he obviously wasn't coming back. And so in the midst of my grief, actually, I sat down at our piano, and I just remember playing a note, and something happened. Like I had touched the piano before, and I had thought, oh, that sounds cool, but this was different. I played a note and just kind of held it, and I just remember the resonance of that note just like vibrated through my soul or my heart or my chest, and I just remember feeling like, for the first time since my dad had passed away, I just felt like this warmth, like I was just totally connected to him and connected to just something greater than just what I can physically see. And that was the start of this total like intrigue. Like I just loved that feeling. And so I would go back to the piano for that feeling. That's what I went for. I didn't go to just like impress people, to try to learn something fancy and impress people. Although there were times when I'd be like, hey, how fast can I play Pachelbel's Canon with my eyes shut or something? And I would try to impress my mom by playing that really fast. Although I would call it Taco Bell's Canon. That's all I knew, right? So anyway, that feeling though is what led me to start to make up my own melodies. And I went to take, some piano lessons. My mom said, hey, let's sign you up for some piano lessons. I remember I was really excited. But an interesting dynamic would happen. I would go to lessons and I would learn, and it would start out great. And then there would always come a point where I would just start to lose that feeling that I had when I had started playing. I would start to feel like my creativity was sort of being stifled, because there were times when I would want to play something different than what was on the page, and the teachers would want me to play it the way it was written. And so it was like a battle between, like, sometimes it felt like either I would have my self-expression or I would learn. And so whenever it came to an either or, I would always choose self-expression. I'd say, Mom, I'm done with piano lessons. I'm not going anymore. Otherwise, I'm never going to play the piano again. And a lot of parents would be like, no, you stay in it. But my mom said, okay, well, then do what you need to do. So I would start lessons, I would learn more, and then as soon as I felt stifled, I would stop and just start making up my own stuff. And it just kind of progressed until then I decided to go to college for music. And then there was no getting out of it once I started that. And I learned classical. I had some amazing classical teachers that, taught me a lot of technique that I didn't know. And so yeah, I feel like I got the best of both worlds of sort of getting the chance to be self-taught, but also getting the professional guidance. So I feel like I got kind of the best of both worlds growing up.
I'm so glad to have Kimberley joining us in this multi-year, all over the country, perhaps all over the world project to make beautiful music available in public for everyone. And I want to give you just a few details about what's going to be happening next. I'll actually be sharing more of Kimberley's story with you in a number of future videos. And over the next few weeks and months, up until about May, we will need to raise some money in order to launch her. We have a plan for each of these musicians to have them on the payroll for a couple of months to help them get started. I didn't have that luxury when I began playing in the park. I just played and people put money in my case, and eventually it turned into something that was sustainable. But that is a learning curve that I went through actually over years. And I want to be able to cut that learning curve down. So Kimberley will be playing in a park in Des Moines, Iowa. And as I said, we're gonna hear more from her as the next days and weeks move ahead, because we need to expand the participation in this project. And the way that you can help is to make any kind of a small donation at our website, parkmusicbeauty.org. That's the whole message for now. I welcome all of your feedback and interest, comments. I'll be posting this video both to Facebook and Instagram, but also to YouTube. And I look forward to this whole process expanding and putting down roots as beautiful music should in parks everywhere. Thank you so much.